Warning, this podcast contains material not suitable for younger audiences, and some material that's not suitable for older audiences. If you're part of any age group, we've found a way to offend you. Run while you still can. We are the hapless heroes.
I'm going to slap him in the face, which is what I wanted to do originally.
Oh my God.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Hapless Heroes podcast. I'm Francesco, and tonight I will be your host and DM. Going around the table, I'm going to introduce my cast. We have, to my left, James playing Hoblet the Smasher.
Good evening, friendos.
Dave playing Zero, Avatar of War.
Courage and conquest! Blood and war! I come to... Oh, excuse me. Oh dear, I'm so sorry.
To his left, Mike playing Lord and Captain Quinn Southwind.
The food here is exquisite.
To his left, Massimo playing Morton Mack, a.k.a. Gorgeous Mort.
Not every goose is an oracocra, but every oracocra is a goose.
Is that true?
It is now.
Some Venn diagram of a...
To his left, Zach playing Peridot Lincolnwoods.
Yes, it is I. I had a lot of pizza to eat tonight. I've got cheese brain.
And finally, we have Lord Jarrell the Light, played by John.
Ah, Mort, good to see they didn't hang you yet.
So, when we last left off, the party had just spent quite a bit of time getting interrogated.
Did I miss Quinn?
No, Quinn
was exquisite.
Quinn was the one that
you missed
almost
it.
got Mort hung.
But
You almost all got me hung. Let's just be clear about that.
Jarrell didn't put anybody on
almost
the
got
spot.
myself hung.
I am always hung.
You
You're not
almost
hung
immediately
because
said it was all Mort's fault.
I backpedaled a little bit.
Almost immediately. That was like
when
your
in doubt, blame the new guy.
I mean-
2 lines.
I didn't.
I've been in this
ask him to
this
join.
fucking podcast for like 60 episodes. How am I the new guy?
You're still
Yeah,
the new
still
guy.
you're the newest.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
We wrong.
Also, in addition to being interrogated, Jarrell and Quinn were able to provide some useful enough information to kind of at least maybe start moving some suspicion away from you guys, because you were being accused essentially of causing the loss of of Tarantus, because it's not there anymore.
I mean, we are partially responsible.
And
but
nor
we're
is-
not saying. Yeah, we're not saying.
And nor is its ley line, for that matter. It's gone. You were at least released and like given back your stuff, for now. But it was under the sort of agreement that you were going to have a representative of the Derekine Protectorate, coming with you to monitor your activities, report back. Essentially, a glorified bond company stooge. And the Omega Project is actually here cordoning off the crash site of your airship. You guys had spent the night, and I didn't give it a name before, but thanks to Ryan Hawk, he gave me a great name. This is the you guys spent the night at the Antiquated Anchor here in town, and you had quite a nightmare last night. And each of you had the same thing, except for Zero here, who doesn't sleep, doesn't require sleep at all. He did not have this dream, but the rest of you did. It was this, again, just kind of recap a little bit of that, right? Like, it was this sort of flashes of, you heard all these like screaming of people, but you couldn't see any people. It was just one person kind of hunched over in this center of like this, like, I don't know, crazy, like horrible aura, like ruined city area. And he turned around, he was like this decayed face, his mouth open. He rushed at you, and you guys woke up in a cold sweat.
Except for Jarrell. He's still not frightened.
Except for Jarrell.
You're not going to make him roll for that?
I'm immune to being frightened.
Oh.
He made sure to mention as much before we ended the last episode.
Yeah.
So, at this point now, it's the morning in the antiquated anchor. And at Quinn's door, there is a knock in the morning.
Are you dressed?
One more hour, please.
An hour? What?
There's a very soft voice at the door. Your lordship, there is there's someone waiting for you at the in the lobby. It's unfortunately they've insisted that we wake you at this moment.
Hold your britches. Quinn throws on. What have we gotten back from them?
You've gotten actually all of your belongings.
Okay.
Gems included. Well, and Zero, I'm assuming, brought the orb and the other stuff with
Yes.
him. Right.
All of
So-
our belongings. I got my shackles back.
No.
Fuck that. You said all of our belongings. I shouldn't have said anything. I just wanted to make sure I had them back.
No.
Fuck that. Who has them? Badgers. Badgers in that.
They are
bitch.
at the station. They probably just forgot to process that stuff
No.
with your stuff.
Yeah, they forgot to process the coolest shit. Falls.
Maybe you may want to make a stop there or something.
Yeah.
Just
Yep.
to claim
Yep.
those.
Yep.
So I wrap myself in a black silk robe. Monogrammed with KS.
Not LCKS.
Did it say like LC underneath?
No, because that would have.
No, because that's what it says on the back.
It would have cost more money. So.
The flask is really as much as you're willing to spend money for.
I'm
Right.
super proud of that one. Yeah. So it's just a KS, and it's just kind of flowing freely, below me, and I open the door.
Okay. It's sort of it's a human, but he's like on the shorter side. He's like maybe 5'5". Standing a little shorter than you, and he's
Well, aren't you cute?
he doesn't really seem to know how to process what you just said. He's like this way, your lordship. He looks like he's dressed like a common person, like maybe he works here, or maybe he works for somebody. You're not, it's like he's definitely dressed as if he's part of for a job, but not like fine clothes. More like raggedy, just typical like burlap and stuff, right?
A couple of drinks, I won't judge.
And he leads you downstairs, and there is actually at the foot of the stairs Felix
Okay.
and a representative from the Omega Project. Oh, hey, Quinn. And you see Felix pay the kid like I don't know, like a gold piece, and he just kind of pats him on the back and he runs out the door. Did you enjoy your wake up call?
Paying others to do your errands, I see.
Oh, I just thought it would be funny if you had someone calling your lordship and all this stuff, while you woke up today, and thought it was this big important mission. You didn't really know who you were gonna meet, and surprise, it's me.
So he gives you kind of a side eye.
No, I promise this is like really cool. And I just wanted to tell you first, so that maybe because I gotta go now, but I just need you. Okay, so this guy right here, right? This guy, he's gonna point at him. Why don't you introduce yourself? So the representative from the project he introduces himself as, "Hello there, Captain. I am B. Bubbleson, and I am the lead forensic investigator on the crash site from the Omega Project for the airship that you are flying in. Yes. So you being the captain here, as Felix has told me, we need your input on some things, and I just wanted to see if you could gather your party and come with us as we discuss the future of this device."
Well, I'm certainly not going to wake up Hoblet myself.
I see. So shall we wait here? It is a Thursday.
Well, that might get him up.
He knows our tradition.
So I kind of just look at Felix And why can't you join us?
So, I have a thing to do with the project related to this airship thing, but it's a research project. I am under a non-disclosure agreement and can't discuss it right now.
Interesting.
It's really nothing personal. Like, and you see B. Bumbleson like nodding his head. He's like, "No, really, it's nothing personal. It's very important that
yes.
we keep certain things within the project under wraps for employees only. If you know what I mean."
Yeah, Felix does nothing that means to be personal, ever.
No, he's a very stand-up fellow. Yeah. See, thanks, B. So, anyways, I have to go now, but.
On your super secret mission.
Oh, actually, before I go, I forgot. And he, out of his bag of holding, pulls out a sack. He's like, "These are the gems. Actually, can you just give him to 0 when he wakes up? Can I trust you with that?" I thought
And
so.
once again gives him the side
I
eye.
thought so. I mean, really. You know what? Should we have breakfast first? Brunch, even?
So are you paying for brunch?
I don't see why not. Sure.
So then who am I to say no?
Oh, that's great. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's eat. So why don't? Well, whatever. They'll come down when they come down. So it's like the Felix and Quinn decide to get a table and things like start to get set up. Brunch orders are being taken. What are the rest of you now doing as the morning is starting to settle in?
Jarrell. Oh, sorry. Jarrell is feeding manservant applesauce. in his body cast.
Because now he has applesauce.
I have applesauce this time.
You picked him up. You put him into the inn somehow, and now you're.
Oh, he's on like a dolly.
He's in a dolly in the antiquated anchor. So are you paying for an
Upstairs.
extended stay for him upstairs now?
I mean, he's just kind of propped up against the wall in my room.
Like a rag doll?
Standing up?
He's in a doll. Like imagine like Hannibal Lecter in a body cast.
Are you leaning him against the wall like Is he standing up in a body cast?
Well, let's say he's leaning.
Fucking monster.
Well, you're just too cheap for the hospital bed to leave him in traction. You're just gonna haul his body casted ass around.
where would I have got? I mean, where would I have gotten the dolly? But
Motherfucker, you're still on the clock.
Supposed to elevate his feet, you shithead.
I mean, I was kind of just giving you some free reins
Nope.
to tell me like what his digs were.
nobody's given me medical advice on him yet. So.
You're just kind of figuring it out
You're a
as you
fucking
go.
paladin. Can't you figure it out?
I mean, I can heal him and take some of the pain away, but I don't think that fixes broken bones.
Have you ever tried?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm just feeding him applesauce.
Yeah, you gotta start with the basics.
What's his reaction to that?
There's no reaction. He's in a
He's
full
very,
body cast.
he's
Can't
very
move.
thankful.
It's covering his face as well.
It just
Well,
doesn't
a good
occur to
part.
you
It's
to
like a
use
mouth
cure
hole.
on it.
There's a mouth hole. Is there any other holes in this for him?
Yeah,
to
for his eyes.
For him to
And
what?
that's it.
And maybe it's for him to breathe out of his nose.
He's got like a catheter or something.
Okay, all right. Is this guy properly taken care of?
No.
Apparently not.
This is questionable.
I almost feel like it would
good.
be worse that he might still be in the body cast, but you've healed him. But you wanted to take him out of the body cast.
I actually like this better. You know what? Would you like to subtract 1 point of your lay on hands for that to happen?
For him to be completely healed. But
Yeah, you did like a little
yeah.
bit. You gave him like the bare minimum. So his
he's
bones
still
are
in the
healed.
body cast.
His bones are healed because magical healing does fix like broken bones and stuff.
Right.
But you just kind of kept him in the body cast because he can't really,
And I'm feeding him applesauce.
he can't talk, and he's never been able to talk. So, and he also can't gesture at you right now because he's in a body cast.
Can he spit the applesauce at him?
He would never.
Or at least like
I have no mouth and I must scream.
But we'll get back to that.
okay.
What are the rest of you doing?
Mort standing outside of his room at full attention.
Wearing?
He's wearing a wicker turtleneck. And this is not a joke.
This is not a joke.
Are there like
Guys.
are there red marks like creeping up his neck?
Sacrifice comfort for fashion. And a just a bandana thong. just like off the crack of his ass. And yeah, and it's like
What color is it?
I would say like a light blue,
Yeah, you hanging on
like
the
a
crib
baby
side?
blue.
But no pants.
Literally hanging.
No pants.
Did he stutter?
No. Oh, you know what he's wearing though is like those like calf warmers
Yeah,
that
yeah.
were cool like
Some
2
leg
years ago.
warmers.
They came back.
So it's like really just like his thighs and his butt.
No, yeah, his thighs,
like
the
like
thighs,
upper thighs.
like
All the
outside of
uncomfortable
your crotch.
parts
It's like
of his
you're
leg
naked
for you
okay,
to look at.
So you're naked. Like the amount of you that's naked would be equivalent to like booty shorts. The rest of you is clothed.
No, full butt cheeks exposed.
Yeah.
Right.
Is
It's
it a
just
long?
kinda-
Is it a long sleeve or a short sleeve wicker turtleneck?
Oh, it's long. Is there a short sleeve turtleneck?
Yeah.
Is that a
I
three?
mean,
Three
there are
quarters.
words. Question.
It's a long sleeve turtleneck. I guess I've rolled the sleeves up a little bit,
On the wicker?
On the way.
so maybe like a little bit of my forearm is exposed.
I feel like cuffing them.
It's just all frayed, like where he's like rolled it up as a cuff. Yeah, exactly.
It's a flexible wicker.
And I'm wearing an army helmet.
A what helmet?
An army helmet.
Okay.
Like a pith helmet? What kind of
Just
army
like
helmet?
okay, well, sorry for all of the military folks out there listening, because I'm gonna butcher this. Maybe like what just a normal standard infantryman would be wearing.
All right.
In what
sort of-
era?
in this
World War II.
If we were to imagine.
If you can imagine the equivalent.
Okay.
Like a bucket, pretty much.
Basically a green bucket. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you're wearing a green bucket.
Correct.
Sounds great.
He's been standing there since maybe like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Is it just a green bucket that more is just making believe?
I
is
think that's
a
probably what we're
helmet?
insinuating
What
here. yeah.
color are the leg warmers?
Fuchsia.
This is amazing.
So
Good
green
outfit.
bucket, light blue,
Right, that's what I'm.
bandana, thong.
Thong.
Is it like tied on the sides?
Oh, it's tight in the back.
I mean,
Just in the back?
I'm imagining it's an oversized bandana that fits all the way around so it goes in his ass, and he's got the 2 sides tied around his waist, and then the one side tied around his ass.
I see.
it's
And
all
like one
tied
like
up
tucked
a
in.
It's like an oversized bandana that he's just got finagled so that it just. I mean, is your dick?
No,
your
it's
dick's
not
in?
covering that much. You can see everything.
Oh, okay. So his dick's out.
Yeah, you can
It's
pretty
a
much
loose
see it.
like
Like
indecency.
indecency?
Leaves nothing to the
like
imagination.
you kind of sound like a more fashionable, like fetishy diaper baby.
Right.
More or less.
Okay. You almost got hung yesterday. And
I'm
now
so-
you're like, what?
He's listen.
Listen.
I'm still
celebrating.
prepared to die here.
He is just being himself.
He had
expressing
this
myself.
wicker tank top
Yeah,
or
and
this wicker
turtleneck.
turtleneck that he's never worn before. He almost died, so now he needed to wear it.
Because
Hoblet's
we're
just
we're
waking
at
up.
the intersection of the Venn diagram of indecent exposure and wood shirt.
Yeah, I think that's a
Never
great.
seen. I've never seen where those two connect.
That's an interesting. Yeah.
It's a wicker shirt,
So
not
I-
like full wood.
Yeah.
All right.
What were you saying, James?
It's like a half chub.
I don't see anything that's
What
wrong with this
times-
outfit.
What time did maybe like within 45 minutes or so of Felix coming to get
Yeah,
Gwen,
sure.
Hoblet is going to wake up.
All right, so why don't we? I'm assuming Peridot's probably going to be up before you then.
Okay.
I want to kind of resolve things as people arrive to the table
Okay.
now.
Yeah, Paradol is in full armor. He is fucking on guard. He's like peering out his window, fucking paranoid as shit.
Right, because you kind of got out of jail a little too easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like pacing around his room, ear to the door every once in a while. Kind of like looking out in the hallway every once in a while. Does he see anything out the window? Does he see anything out his door?
You see a half-naked Mort in the hallway. I'm sorry. A
Basically
mostly
fully
clothed,
naked, yeah.
Yeah, a kind of clothed. You
I would
see,
call
you
him
see
half
Mort.
naked.
You just see
Mort.
like a quarter of my
Paradol-
naked body.
Paradol considers him half naked.
You see Mort.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in all his glory.
Out the window, you see like the streets are starting to wake up. You know, people, commerce is happening. There are people carrying wagons full of goods, and just it's there's a hustle and bustle on the streets.
Days a puppy.
Yeah, it's a Thursday after all.
It's a Thursday.
Paradol doesn't care.
Yeah.
He's afraid.
Okay.
He's paranoid.
Yeah. There's literally nothing. So unless you count Mort, there is nothing to be afraid of here.
It's a good
so
point.
you've got everything to be afraid of.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
In fact, Paradol goes down to the lobby.
Sounds good. You actually see that Quinn and Felix and 2 other people are having brunch together.
What time is this all starting?
9:30
Okay.
In the afternoon.
in the morning.
So
Who's the second person?
I wasn't sure what Zero was going to do, so I decided to roll a 20 just to kind of see the general tone. And I roll a 20, so...
You're down there too.
He's having a great morning. He's up at 9 precisely at the start of business hours for the day. He's well polished, a nice shine coming off of his head, like, he spent an hour turtle waxing the shell.
Nice. And you actually, so you're sitting down like for brunch. I'm using air quotes because you're not eating anything.
Oh.
And no, they do not serve any sort of, at this point, you probably don't even have a need for any of those things that you tried to brunch on
but
before.
it's expected to be on and operating during business hours.
Right, it is customary. Right. So, the other person is wearing plain clothes. It's like sort of like a duster jacket, except it's like maybe a little bit shorter than that. And he's got a patch on the shoulder that is of the Derakeen Protectorate. He's got big bifocals on, and is carrying a notepad.
Oh my God, can he look like Jeff Goldblum?
He kind of looks like an older version of Harold from Harold and Maude.
For those of you who are Jeff Goldblum fans, while Fran's looking something up, there's a hilarious, well, I find it hilarious. I don't know why I find it hilarious. Maybe you guys won't, but it's a Facebook page called The Same Picture of Jeff Goldblum Every Day.
And they stick to it.
And they literally put it's just the same picture of Jeff Goldblum posted every day.
Commitment
You know
to
what?
surrealist humor.
I will say that while he may resemble Jeff Goldblum, he is much less handsome. He's sort of balding at the top
Well, then what's the point?
with the ring of hair. It's a facial structure.
Still bangable.
Like Jeff Goldblum and Jeff Goldblum on cable.
Right. He's sitting there with a notepad, just kind of like, you see him kind of like sitting at the end of the table, kind of leaning against the wall, because there's sort of like a picnic table. It's like lent, and you can just see kind of the end of it. And just sort of taking notes and just like, he's not saying a fucking word, but he seems to be like,
He's our babysitter.
engaged in the conversation. Well, Peridot's downstairs now, and so is Zero, and so is Quinn. Mort is standing at attention at the door. Did you go down when you saw Peridot walk?
Until somebody gives me orders, I will be standing outside of the door at full attention,
Sounds good.
flapping one arm with my other hand on my forehead.
Right, because you were committed to.
Are we aware of this?
Yeah, he's
You
doing
tell
it.
me,
You walked right past him.
because nobody has told me shit
don't-
yet. I've just been doing this for hours.
Hoblet, you eventually wake up. Jarrell, do you go downstairs eventually, or are you still just taking care of manservant?
The first thing I'll do is I'll heal Hans.
Oh yes,
So
you're
I'll
square.
heal his broken bones, and he will tell me, "Oh, thank you, Jarrell. I don't believe I need this cast anymore." And I'd like to roll an insight to determine whether or not
Sure.
I would also take the cast off of man.
That makes sense. I like that.
Oh, just 13.
You're thinking, that might make sense to take the cast off a fucking
Alright.
manservant.
So now both of my retainers are out of their casts, and they come down with me.
Manservant, you notice, was actually trying to find some way to spit the applesauce onto his body cast to like make words, but he was failing miserably.
So he's covered in applesauce.
No,
He's
the
gonna
body,
wash himself first.
the
right?
body cast was.
Okay.
Yes,
He's still got some of it on his face.
he sort of just kind of clasps his hands together almost to thank you, and then yes, immediately goes to draw a bath.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's probably got like fucking.
Yeah, he smells.
It's been almost a month.
Yeah,
Ew.
Yeah.
it's been more than a
Oh
month.
yeah, that
very gross.
undercast smell.
Well, we hang out with
He's
He's
Hoblet
got
all
all
the
sorts
time.
of
Gonna bone
schmegs
know
and
about
cheeses to clean off.
Clammy, clammy
Yeah, it's
skin.
bad.
Have we forgot that Hoblet smells all the time?
Right.
We're used to this.
No.
Yeah, what's the
but-
difference?
Yeah,
in
this is a
smells?
different kind of smell.
Old manservant has pride.
Right.
Okay.
So, Jarrell, I'm sure you eventually end up downstairs. I want to address Hoblet now, the
Not
last
that
to
Hoblet
rise. The last to rise. You had a rough day yesterday. I
was
mean, you
not
guys
good.
all had this nightmare too. Like, it's just been a rough situation.
Is there any alcohol in my room?
It's your room, yes.
Okay. I'm gonna smash down a couple somethings real quick
Okay,
after waking up from the cold sweat from the dream.
right. Just to level yourself, yeah.
Right.
Is that a couple shots? A
Yeah,
couple
for
bottles?
sure. Couple shots for sure.
Okay.
Okay.
If we want to call him, I don't know that
He probably just drinks straight from
Right,
the bottle,
we're
and
talking
like
swigooning
one
down
Mississippi,
of a-
two Mississippi.
right.
He
Yeah.
doesn't count.
It does count. It counts.
No, I mean he doesn't count.
Oh,
Right.
I thought you
I'm
said
just-
it doesn't count.
I'm just illustrating.
It counts, man. It counts.
Yeah, it's like calories before noon don't count, you know?
I'm gonna armor up and step out in the hallway.
Mort is still standing there.
I'll walk over to him
Uh-huh.
and what's going on this morning?
I saw everybody go downstairs. Honk.
Mort's significantly taller than Hoblet, right?
Yes.
Okay.
2.5 to 3 feet taller.
You're probably staring straight at bandana, hammock, whatever.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, dude, you are a dick height right now.
You are waist level.
Yeah, which is, you know what? I'm a dwarf. It's okay. We're cool. I'm going to motion to him like I've got a secret to tell him,
Okay.
and I'm going to kind of like, you know, come here, and like
Side eyes, like shifty eyes.
like look
looking-
around, try to get him to come down so that I can tell him a secret.
All right. Do you command me to do this?
No,
Are you
it's-
commanding
it's,
me to
He's
do this?
gesturing you
It's
like
gesturing.
come
You know,
hither.
I'm
I don't do it.
I'm assuming you're not an idiot, and you, but I'm overtly gesturing to you, like I wave to you, and then I'm like looking around. I'm like clearly trying to be sneaky about something.
I don't do it.
Okay,
That's stupid.
that was stupid.
Mort's stupid.
He doesn't do anything.
It's perfect.
Still just standing there.
Are you still flapping your arms?
Yep.
No, I'm not gonna say anything. When
Okay.
he ignores me, I'm at dick level.
Yeah.
I'm gonna slap him in the dick. Does he come
I
down
bend
now?
yes, I bend over
Yep.
at the waist.
I'm gonna slap him in the face, which is what I wanted to do originally. Quit the bird shit. Let's go get some fucking breakfast. That's an order.
I follow Hoblet.
I knew you wanted to slap him.
It was a love tap. It wasn't like I didn't like punch him in the dick. It was just to get him to come down low. Yeah. I wanted to get him a good.
You're just following the Stooge theme.
Right.
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 Right. Exactly.
I'm assuming then Mort and I are gonna walk down.
Yes, you do.
I'm gonna attempt to. I'm like rubbing his back while we're walking down. Like I feel bad.
His wicker clad back.
Right, I feel. Oh yeah. Yes, I am rubbing his wicker back on the way down in an attempt.
What does that sound like?
I don't even want to know.
Oh,
Yeah.
That sounds awful. No, all of that sounds awful.
Yeah.
Please stop.
In an attempt to, just kind of let him know that we got to knock the bird shit off. There's work to be done.
Yeah, clean all that bird shit up.
Right.
Right.
So it was not out of hatred. It was out of love.
Are we
Okay.
still knocking on the geese?
He is. He lost his fucking mind.
He's on the geese. He's on that geese thing right now. So
What does Hoblet think about his bare buns?
I mean, it's not the first time we've seen his bare buns.
yeah, that's true.
Fair enough.
There was the whole kiss the
We're-
cook apron thing.
Right,
That's
does
where
it-
all he was wearing.
I don't think that's. And I walk around in a codpiece, so I don't think that bare buns is not.
Yeah.
The testicles were a bit off-putting, but
The testicles popping out of the thing?
yeah, oh yeah, he said it's not tightly.
That's so gross.
So-
I'm
Very
so
revealing.
sorry for the image that is in everybody's minds now.
Oh, yeah.
So that being said, you all sit down to brunch. At this point, you hear B. Bumbleson turn to Quinn, and Felix is like, "So is this all of them?"
Yes.
Great. So, chaps, let's eat, and then I have somewhere to take you. I have very good news. Very, very good news indeed. indeed. Is he going to be with us this whole time? And he's gesturing. You see towards the not so handsome balding Jeff Goldblum lookalike, who's scribbling down some notes, and he's just kind of like looking up from the table, like and looking at you guys.
Is he at the same table as us?
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't even
he's following
imagine.
us around.
So wait a minute. So you
balding
don't
Jeff
know
Goldblum.
him?
He just kind of sat down and started taking notes and said he was assigned to be here.
What's he assigned to be here for?
The Darakim Protectorate's sending him.
Is he saying things like,
He looks up from his notes.
And Zero's asking, it's just
Right.
in what capacity?
I'm just here to just document things. Just document things. You know, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Oh, a biographer. Good.
Why don't we go with that?
Write about my good side.
Mort's gonna start whispering stuff in his ear incoherently.
He looks very uncomfortable. He's actually scribbling more frantically now.
incoherently or unintelligibly?
Yes.
Both.
That was an inclusive or, right?
I mean, it's
Yeah.
just
Well,
like
it's one or the other.
basically it's like babble.
Like a bond company agent, I guess I can deal with it because at this point I'm surprised there aren't insurance claims adjusters following us around.
Right.
I mean, you know, this was sort of this was your price to pay, I guess, for being interviewed, interrogated, you know? So yeah,
For
you gotta,
losing a city.
You got a stooge. He has not introduced himself. He answered the question as directed and is back to just furiously writing notes, now much more uncomfortable because Mort is like whispering in his ear and he seems just very uncomfortable with the idea of Mort.
Fellow writer. What is your name, young man? I'm
He-
assuming he's young. No, he's older than me, clearly.
Yeah,
He's
He's
balding
bald.
hair.
I don't
What
know.
is your age?
You can be young
what
and
is your
balding.
name, old man?
old. He's like middle-aged, maybe. He's not.
What
like,
is your name, old man?
Middle-aged man.
Man.
Midlife crisis man.
What? Did you just assume his gender?
yeah.
Is he in crisis?
Midlife crisis them.
Exactly.
Old lady.
They.
Her old man.
Hold on.
Them.
I'm going to the bucket for this
Not
guy.
my
I had
Name bucket.
Wait, real quick, can I roll for perception to see if I can understand any of the incoherent / unintelligible babble?
Sure.
It's a 10.
No. It is just incoherent,
Unintelligible.
unintelligible.
It
Is
almost
Is
sounds
it incoherent or unintelligible?
It's also
It's-
babble.
It almost sounds a little
Like
sing
literally gibberish.
I feel like all three of those words together is just a super redundant phrase.
It has a little bit of a melody to it.
I
That's what
feel
makes it
like if
fun.
it's incoherent, he's saying some words, but like they don't mean anything. If it's unintelligible, it just basically sounds like
Say
mumbling.
there's like a
And babble
melody,
can be
like-
anything.
I mean, what does the baby do?
Babble.
Babbles.
Okay.
Unintelligibly?
Yes.
Or incoherently.
no.
We're moving on.
So I feel better about that than intelligible babble.
Yeah. Anyways,
That'd be incoherent.
I've reached into the bucket.
That's what
and
I'm
I've
trying
picked
to
out a
tell
name.
you.
I hate you guys. Before we get too lost on this tangent, he introduces himself as Dilbertrum.
Dilbertrum?
Dilbertrum.
Dilbertrum.
Is Dilbertrum?
Dilbertrum.
Right.
Dilbert
okay.
Rum.
Dilbertrum.
Right. Is that
Alright.
a reference to Dilbert?
I mean, not necessarily, but I because of the fact that it sounded so much like it, this is one of Altair's just like names that he's put in. I'm not using it for like what he suggested, but I just really love that first name.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
thanks,
Cool.
Altair.
Dill.
You're awesome. So yeah, so this is Dilbertrum. That's all. He just gives you a first name. I'm Dilbertrum, and I'm here to just take notes. Please, you know what? Just pretend I'm not even here. I don't want to be here as much as you guys don't want to be here. Or, I'm sorry. I don't want to be here with you as much as you don't want me here with you either. Okay?
Are you sure? Because we feel really good about the biographer.
That's...
Oh, I'm okay with you being here.
Great.
I like you.
Yeah.
In
What's he
that
gonna
case,
What's he gonna do? Stop us?
Right.
just pretend like I'm not. I would just prefer if you pretended like I wasn't here, and you would just go on about your lives.
You can't tell that to Mort
Mort
and
is taking a
Hoblet and expect
quite-
him to just let it go.
he
I'm
is
dead.
taking
I'm
quite a liking.
Staring this clown down. I'm not gonna say anything to him because he's not provoking, but
Mort is
I'm
going to
just-
keep trying to put
Let's
his
just
arm around
say-
his shoulder.
Let's just say you're going to end up more uncomfortable than we will.
Trust me, I already am.
Wonderful.
The biggest show in town.
He just kind of puts his head down and retreats back and just continues to take notes. So you guys have your brunch. I'm assuming some goat milk mimosas are ordered and
Oh.
some actual food is ordered.
at least 3
Yeah,
goat milk mimosas.
at least 3.
At least 3.
Settle down.
And that's after the shots?
Yeah, big time. Big time.
Settle down with those goat milk mimosas.
We're gonna have some
False. I will not settle down.
pancakes.
Matter of fact, he just had
Zero
another one.
orders
With
the highest proof alcohol they
some-
have there in a highball glass.
It has absolutely no
Apple
effect,
juice.
and everyone is horrified that you are just downing
No,
this
no,
shit.
storing it for
You're-
flammability.
Okay. All right. Cool. I like it.
Jarrell and Paradiddle are sharing a giant stack of pancakes.
You love pancakes.
I'm in the mood, and he said it, and I'm like, yeah, going
Brand.
with pancakes, ham,
Is the
toast.
I hate him so much I forgot his name already. Dilbertrum.
Dilbertrum, yeah.
Is he drinking?
No.
Nothing.
No.
No
he
coffee,
has a
no.
glass. Actually, no. Yeah, he has a cup of coffee and a glass of water.
Does he ever get up from the table?
No.
Not even to pee.
Not this. Not this entire time you've been sitting down for brunch.
I'm gonna roll for insight to see if he has anything to do with my dream.
Dilbertrum?
Yeah,
Sure. Why not?
15.
No. This guy is.
I was hoping for a nat 1, so I could be like
Oh, I get it. Yeah, I like that.
convinced that he was.
So, after you guys finish your meals and things like that, B. Bumbleson stands up from the table. He's like, "Okay, we must get going. There's a lot to discuss. There's a lot to figure out. I'm sure you understand that. Yeah, while we might be able to sit here and enjoy a nice meal, the world is collapsing around us, fellas. So, I suggest we get to the airship.
The ash ship?
The airship.
The ass ship?
The airship.
Are you saying the ass ship?
Go to the ass ship, man. We're all right with that, but we should
Ass
probably get to the airship.
Yeah, I'd rather
no time to go to a
ship
brothel
than
right
an
now.
ass
He
ship.
looks past all of you guys. He looks at Quinn. He says, "Lord Captain, are you sure that this is the best you can muster?"
No. But it's what I have to work with.
Right then.
Quinn, do you tell us where we're going now?
Well, we at least know that we should get to the airship instead of the ass ship, so let's go there.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the airship.
So
Yeah.
he begins to lead you guys out. The horses that you guys had miraculously were brought here.
Pepper.
So those of you who owned horses, your horses are here.
Bitchin'.
Nice.
Hammond Jr.
And Dilbertrum also has a horse of his own. And he rides along with all of you to the crash site. As you guys are leaving town, I mean, again, just to kind of describe Dragonport again. Big, bustling, gilded sort of port city. I mean, everything is here is very proper. All the architecture is very rigid and sort of like colonial style, right?
So
You
if
know, this
Tarantus was like New York, this would be like Philadelphia.
I guess so, yeah. I can get down with that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So not Trenton.
No.
I am not going to continue this
Trenton is north of Last Wall.
because I know where this is going. Yeah, no.
Motherfucker, I live near Camden.
So, as you guys make your way to the city limits, though, you can see that it kind of more opens up, and there's sort of a beach area out here, right to your east is kind of where the coast is, and your guys are heading now north along the coast a little bit, and you can already see, as you guys are riding down this road, that there are pieces of airships still being collected from even out here. But it takes another maybe mile to get to the crash site
Of the airship.
of the airship.
Okay, good. I was a little worried it was going to be the other one.
You can send meteors down at any point.
You don't want to see the wreckage from the ass ship. You just don't want to see that.
There was no other one.
Are you sure?
Total annihilation.
I am going to come up with some really nasty ways.
Okay, so do we get there? How
Because
long?
I'm about to do something really nice for you,
How
and
long
all
does
you're
it-
doing is delaying
Just,
the niceness.
just remember that there are some of us not participating in this.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they're just making it a more high impact moment when it finally arrives.
Yeah,
Right.
it's called edging, asshole.
Wait,
you're
edging
edging-
the asshole?
Exactly.
We've got our clip.
I hope not. I hope that's not it.
that is the end of any political aspirations I have.
It's a strong candidate.
Those are gone. Those are
That
gone a
podcast
long
where you were
time
talking
ago.
about edging assholes.
We have deteriorated.
Dave, remember when there was a story?
Was I here for that? We're here. We're at the airship.
Are
We're at
we
the
at
airship.
the
We've just
airship?
been traveling.
Do you remember when notes mattered?
Oh, look, our airship.
No, it all ended about episode 20 with the advent of the Hoblet timer. Like a friend on the Discord in my WoW guild was kind of asking me about some like writing tips and stuff. So he's about to start his own campaign, and something I was just thinking to myself after that is at that point there became no point in taking notes past 10 minutes. Because the Hoblet timer, the threat of the Hoblet timer, is this 10-minute event horizon that you cannot plan past.
Know your party.
Here's the thing. I've accounted for Hoblet. But I have 3 other jabronis,
I'm behaving.
2 other jabronis,
No, I just follow what everybody else is doing.
2 other jabronis
Two, I said two.
who
I'm an
are
asshole.
who are just trying to make my life difficult, so now they're going to get less of the cool shit.
No, it's called making the podcast entertaining.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Was I not doing a good enough job for you, Zach?
You do a great job.
Was
and
I not
think,
doing-
I think what my point is that you're saying I'm not doing a good enough job.
We are having technical difficulties. Please enjoy this wonderful commercial while we figure out what the fuck's going on here.
Okay, we're back in the room. So,
Yeah. Start it over.
Are we at the airship?
yes, you guys eventually arrive to the airship,
Park the airship.
which is now, you can see there is sort of a line of mages all working very hard. You can see them working almost too hard to project a force barrier that is blocking what appears to be a small crowd of onlookers from the shore where the crash site is.
Force field.
Mort's gonna cast mirror image on himself.
Okay, sounds good.
Because we don't look weird enough with one dude in a fucking flicker turtleneck.
Yeah, how many more to
and
that?
a thong. Now we've got 3 of them.
We've got
Does
just
that
3?
also mean 2 counts of indecent exposure?
It means
4
4.
counts of
Yeah.
indecent.
So we've got 4. We've got 4 morts.
That's
Yes.
4
4
Morts.
wicker turtlenecks.
That's
How
8
many
butt
people-
cheeks.
How many people are there trying to look? Like 10 or like
I would
50?
say more it's like a crowd of like 50 people or so. Yeah. As soon as you guys get closer to the barrier, you can see that B. Bumbleson sort of waves at one of the mages who are manning this barrier, and you can see that a very small opening opens up as you guys ride your horses in, and it closes right behind you. And you guys begin riding a little bit closer to the shore, where like some of a lot of the chassis and like hull of the airship has actually been brought onto the beach now.
Hang on. I can stand for nondescript, but chassis. I can't go along with that.
What do you mean?
Chassis,
Chassis?
What's wrong with it?
chassis.
Okay.
I'm surprised the English teacher isn't the one word policing us here.
He's too busy erasing
No,
things.
I'm creating a Christmas Carol. Excuse me.
You're what?
This is gonna air after
This is
New Year's,
airing
man.
after New Year's.
I don't care.
Oh God, no! I'm not doing this to people.
You're not singing right. You're not singing a Christmas Carol on December 10th in an episode that's gonna air after New Year's. It's not relevant on any counts.
It's gonna
this is
air
gonna
on
air-
like December 16th
This
or
is gonna
something.
no. This is gonna air in mid-January.
Yeah.
Yeah. I meant January 16th or something.
Yeah. No.
He's still
I
going.
fucking
You
okay.
haven't
Whatever.
stopped.
Whatever. We're moving on. 3, 2, 1. So you can see that the chassis
I know what that is.
hull of the airship has been, for the most part, brought onto the shore, but is still in the You can see that they're sort of arranging some of the pieces, but they're still separated. Pretty much the front half of it had like broken off and separated into several different like sort of large chunks of hull, and they've sort of started to arrange them kind of where they would fit.
No, I just kind of forget because it's been a while since we saw this thing. It looked like almost like a boat, right?
Pretty much. There were wings that sprouted out the side. Those
That we
are gone.
broke immediately.
Right. As well as some sort of like there were like some sort of mechanized propellers. Those are completely gone.
Mm-hmm.
And now it really just kind of looks like the hull of a ship
Split in half.
split in like 3 pieces with a lot of splinters, and like there's a lot of reassembly happening. At this point, B. Bumbleson, you guys sort of you guys tether your horses and walk over to what appears to be sort of the staging area. There's tents set up here. There's a lot of tables, people kind of working, talking. It's sort of like a pop-up research / like workstation. Work camp, right? All mega project people here. You see no one from the Dark Protectorate in here, except for you can see that Jimothy Merriweather is within the barrier here and having a conversation with someone at a table with a large blueprint laid out onto it. And you guys begin walking your way there, and Jimothy, turns to you. He's like, "Oh, greetings! It's so good to see you all. I trust that you slept well."
Zero kind of looks from side to side, uncomfortably, like,
"I trust that most of you slept well." "Okay, good, tough crowd. So, I've worked out an agreement with the Omega Project to help consult, right, on the future of this device here. With the understanding that I will not be a part of its assembly or really look at more than the prototype until everything is ready and, all tensions between nations have calmed down, if you see. Because Tarantus was sort of the seat of power here in the Southern Kingdoms, and with it gone, well, some tensions have run sour with our temporary allies against the undead, because now everyone's trying to suggest that they know how to do things better, and, it's a very tense and complicated political situation that I won't involve you all in at this time. Just trust that we are working on it. However, the priorities right now are getting this airship up and running once again, so that we may strike back at the Crucible Lands and land a decisive blow against the undead and protect our borders. What do you say?"
Honk.
How
We are
about
at
this?
your service.
Shakes his head.
Why not just build a wall?
There's like 4
Build the
walls.
wall. Build the wall.
boo this man.
They went around the wall.
Walls don't
And the other wall.
Right. Walls don't seem to do the trick anymore these days. We need to figure out what's at the source of this and what we can do to stop it.
You're a passionate little fellow.
Well, after clearing your names a bit, I'm feeling invigorated because, we have the power of the heroes of the Kingdom of Vesh behind the Darakeen Protectorate, you see. Yes. Doesn't excuse any of your previous crimes, but we're learning to overlook those details if you maintain a sense of order and duty to the greater mission. So that being said, Lord Captain, I would like to talk to you because it's fallen upon us that we need to figure out the design of this airship. And you being a captain, you might know a thing or two about setting up, a ship. We have some options laid out here, but I'm not authorized to make any decisions. In fact, the project was insistent that you, Quinn, be the arbitrator of the design of this airship. Thanks,
Why does he get to pick?
thanks to Felix here.
Because I...
However,
didn't want-
it may be helpful to consult with your allies,
jealous.
depending on who will be operating as your crew, but that's down the line. We have many materials to collect. It's just a matter of which ones. So, what I'm going to do here, and we're going to take a brief hold. We're going to look at some of the stations of your airship, and I'm going to say this for the audience too, so that when we come back, we're just going to tell you what stations have been selected, so that you know where you need to build this shit.
All
Because
right.
that's right, guys. You are designing your own fucking airship.
Yeah.
Nice.
Build a ship.
Nice.
And in order to make this interesting for radio, we're not going to go over the here. I'm handing you papers. Literally, look at these things while I explain them, and we're just going to explain them to you in
After.
like 3 seconds.
So it sounds like we know what we're doing already before we do it.
Because we're so smart.
Yeah.
So essentially, what we're going to go over is that we have 6 stations to account for. 4 of them have already been predetermined because they're part of any airship. That would be the helm, the gas bag, or the wings. I'm going to give you the option between those two, whether you want to do the wings again or you'd rather have a gas bag.
I mean, I'm just laughing at the gas bag.
I mean, that sounds like the go-to on this. How many jokes can we make about the gas bag?
I am going to go
Like
with
a more old timey Zeppelin.
Right.
Like I think once we get the options, Zero probably try to give like a tactical rundown
I think-
on it because it's
I think too, in the
His
sense
bag
of
right
like
now.
Quinn's personality too. I don't think he's as comfortable with wings as he would like to be, so he's gonna go with the gas bag.
Okay. So you guys are going to choose the gas bag versus the wings.
well. What would they do? Can we know that and pick on the mechanics?
Should I
or-
roll for that or?
Yeah, why not? I mean, I can just tell you. Actually, you know what? I'll just
let
tell
him
you.
tell
Yeah.
Because there's no need to fucking roll for this bullshit. So it's like, so the gas bag, your means of lift are going to be done through lifting gas.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
inside of the gas bag, right? And then you'll be sort of propelled by the sails. So you're going to have a gas bag and sails that'll kind of, you're just going to use the
Yeah.
winds to guide yourselves.
To me, that's the better choice.
Right? Or the wings, where you would use essentially propulsion through certain elements.
Sails it is.
Sails it is. So you want gas bag plus sails. You got it.
What are the trade-off? What are the pros and cons between those two options?
Really, it's all about the same. It's just a matter of style.
Mm-hmm.
If it's just style.
You know what? I'll even go as far to say that with the wings, you'll probably be able to travel a little faster, but the gas bag is more durable than the wings.
Right. Because once the wing is punctured or excuse me, once the wing is punctured or broken off, we're going down.
Same thing with the bag, though.
Right, but the bag is made.
can patch
it's
it more
like
contained.
the materials that you make it out of make it a little bit stronger. Wings can only be a certain thickness before they fail to be useful.
Right.
Yeah, but when it's going down, like the gas bags, I assume, like when they pop, it's like a deflating balloon, and we're just gonna go everywhere,
Yes.
all which ways. Right,
So-
exactly.
So comedy.
Oh, the human.
I mean, I'm down for the gas bags. Let's go gas bags, baby.
So
What's next?
More like early Final Fantasy than later Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
your other options now, the options that you do have, as far as the remainder 2 stations, you have on either side of the airship, you have the weapons. You can choose to have large weapons, like catapults, on one or both sides, or ballistas on one or both sides, or you can mix and match.
Now,
Ballistas are what now?
could you
Giant
fit
crossbows.
those ballistas with harpoons, maybe?
Yes.
They're like
Harpoon a ship,
they're
bring them in
basically-
for boarding actions.
they're basically like cannons.
No, the big big crossbows.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, with harpoons fitted to
Yeah,
them.
Sure.
And they're on
Zero
wheels,
would be very
usually.
partial to that as well.
Yeah,
Right.
That sounds good.
Whereas the catapults would just be more of like, launching projectiles and things. We haven't really gotten to like commercially available gunpowder, so we don't really have like lots of cannons.
Sure.
But catapults will do right now.
I think the ballistas are probably the
Oh,
better
yeah.
choice.
On both sides.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
That seems really in character for what we want the ship to be.
sure.
I
Like
agree.
we're getting to like borderline sky piracy.
So
That's what I'm looking for.
Good. I'm glad we're on the same page with that because
Yeah.
it's a good page.
Yeah.
once you've settled on this design, the scientist who's sort of by the blueprint table begins to explain to you. Okay, and he's a gnome, because I want to do my gnome voice now. He says, "Okay, so we're gonna need a few things then. For first, we're gonna need to kind of maintain the wind, and so that this is a magical airship, fellas. So what we're gonna need, since you're doing the sails and the gas bag, we're gonna need you to find an air elemental and bind it to you guys. I have a thing here, and he pulls out actually so you guys remember the episode that Mort joined you guys?
Yep.
Episode 44, Let's Wreck. You guys helped the project capture an air elemental that had run away.
Mhm.
Right? They put it into that almost like a little Ghostbusters thing, right? And just like zipped it up and brought it with them. They hand you the same device.
Little Pokeball, Ghostbusters trap.
Additionally, we're going to need some lifting gas, obviously. This is
Hoblet, you got that one.
This is something that naturally occurs. We really just need to secure a site for drilling to get into the earth to harvest, to get into Talduria to harvest its natural gases. But that's quite the legal battle, and really, if you could just help us source some land far enough away from civilization, we might be able to harvest some of that to take care of that for you guys. That would be great, completely great.
Is there anything else you need while we're out?
Yes. So there's quite a few things. For the ballast, you're going to need something to help control your altitude, right? And Sky Obsidian will do the job. The Sky Obsidian that was in this has kind of sank to the bottom of the sea, and we don't really have a good means of recovering it. So it's going to be up to you guys to source some new ones. Also, it was shattered anyways, so we need some solid pieces. This Sky Obsidian can actually be found in the Nessus Peaks, southwest of here. I would caution you, those hills are kind of this is a sort of a sacred resource to the cloud giants. So take good care in harvesting it or procuring it, however you get it. Just be careful. Cloud giants are no joke. And we're gonna need also some enchanted wood. There's a couple different ways we can do this. Either you can we can hire like a third party to enchant it, but by just getting some regular wood, but that's gonna cost you guys like 5,000 gold if you're preparing to spend that. Or you're gonna have to convince the dryads in the forest to the north of here to give up some of it. P.S. We haven't really actually had contact with them or talked to them in, I don't know, years. They're kind of secluded. You know, they're very reclusive.
It was a sky diamond.
Sky Obsidian.
Obsidian.
And the last thing, for the sails, I mean, we can use some straight burlap, but you know, for the bag and for the bag and for the sails, you know, if you want maybe something a little more durable, something a little tougher, that's not gonna, you know, fold under pressure or be punctured easily. The wings of an adult black dragon would be, or I'm sorry, just an adult dragon in general would be perfect to make the material out of.
I hope someone's writing this down.
I see a few people furiously taking notes.
Okay, so bind an air elemental. Prospect some land for drilling for lifting gas.
Mm-hmm.
Sky Obsidian, which we're getting from what kind of giants?
Cloud giants.
Cloud giants.
Clown giants?
Cloud.
Dear God, cloud giants are bad enough. I don't even want to know what the clown giants
I don't
are.
either. That sounds terrifying.
Look, I think that's a little beyond my challenge rating here. Let's see, enchanted wood, which we can either buy for 5k or go negotiate with the dryads
Correct.
for varying definitions of negotiate.
Right.
And for the sails and bag, burlap will work, but if we want something of quality, hint, hint, we want something of quality, we should go get just the remains of an adult dragon.
The wings.
You just need the wings of an adult
Wings
dragon.
Of an adult dragon.
Yes.
Of any color.
Of any color.
Okay.
You spell dryads.
Dryads.
Hey, I got it right.
They're like tree people, like kind of elves among the trees.
But
And-
they're not elves. They are definitely, but they are forest people.
Yeah, they're
Forest humanoids.
like
Fae.
elves, but yeah, more fairy, and depending on the depiction, always female or both.
They're just really
Mostly
boring,
female.
Yeah.
boring commercials. They're really dry.
Dryads.
I felt really good about that one. The reaction that I got was not what I was expecting.
that was
Massimo, they
appropriate
can't all be winners.
no, that was highly effective dad joking, and it got the appropriate groans.
So the scientists kind of ask you, so you got it? Is that clear?
Yeah.
Crystal.
Great.
I mean, we've got a reporter who's taking all sorts of notes, so I'm sure we've got it all.
I'm going to go over and peek at his notes. Does it actually have everything on
Yes.
there that it
In
should?
meticulous
I'm
detail.
going to pat him on the back really hard.
Really hard.
Really hard.
Roll for strength.
I would appreciate if you didn't touch me, like ever. Again,
touch me.
pretend. Just pretend like I'm not here.
I'm just going to smile at him.
Just pretend like I'm not here.
With your wooden teeth.
Oh yeah, we established that he has wooden teeth, doesn't he?
I should be whistling much
disturbing.
more. with these.
You're a fucking monstrosity.
A gorgeous monster.
Oh, wow. So you guys sort of have your short-term goal here. We've learned, there's some political intrigue going on, but right now it seems to be the priority is this airship getting up and running and you guys fighting off, or getting into finding, like, what the source of all this shit is and finding a way to stop, like, all the madness from happening.
So kind of sub goals here. Play the game until we get ourselves an airship, and then, I don't know, do what we want because we have an airship.
Right.
And I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to take a journalist and turn him into something between Jack Kerouac and Hunter S. Thompson.
I like this. So I think that this is actually
We'll
a
get
good
there.
place to end today's episode.
Yeah.
And sort of pick up next time as the party embarks on their collection quest. Because we just got done collecting things. Now we're going to go collect some more shit.
Nice. Well, now we have an itinerary, though. Which is
Yeah, it's a framework for us to riff around and make fun bullshit while we do it.
Yes.
wait.
So, guys, If you like what you heard, you can find us on the internet. We're on such places as Twitter and Instagram at Hapless Heroes. We have a subreddit that I barely update, so I'm not even gonna bother. No, it's /r/Hapless Heroes podcast. I was just kidding. But all those places will point you to our Discord server, which is the coolest place to hang out. Really, all of the cool kids are hanging out in there.
It's really the best medium to talk to us. Like, it's
also
subreddit
just-
I don't think would work.
No,
as
it's just
well
the easiest for
interaction.
any of us to be able to respond to stuff because
Yeah.
it's just a messaging thing. And we have some really great things on there where you can talk about your cats or the show, or like have some ridiculously strange banter in arguments with us. You know what? We can have polls up sometimes just for the sake of putting polls up. It's great. You should hang out.
Yeah, or just
I
talk
like
to us about
dancing on
D&D.
poles.
Right. So if you like Quinn dancing on poles and things like that, we would really appreciate it if you left us a 5-star review on the podcast.
That's
of
the
your choice.
$50 Patreon level.
Also that, but
That's the video.
we'll get there. We would just really appreciate it if you left us a 5-star review on the podcast service of your choice, because you even just tell us how much you just love Quinn pole dancing, even though it's probably never actually happened in the podcast. It'd be hilarious if your review include that. We'll read it on the air. We'll tell you how much we love you. You're pretty amazing.
Mike will literally dance on a pole if you do that, and we'll record it.
No, you don't want that.
Yeah. But if you
But for the $500 level, it'll be the kind of pole who lives near the Broadway Market.
Listen, I could do that.
All about some confused
Right,
babushka.
I could do that.
So speaking of donating money to us, we have a Patreon page. It's just patreon.com/haplessheroes. All the money goes put it right back into this show to like buy equipment, to get pizza, to just kind of sustain,
Pizza.
hosting this whole situation. It's really, we've appreciated everybody thus far. We have some really silly, ridiculous rewards. Yeah, just check it out. It's pretty cool.
And if you really, really like us, go, stand outside of your local convenience store and, hold a cup out to people. And when they go to try to put some change in the cup, snatch it away and reveal that the cup is actually full of little flash drives filled with episodes of our podcast. And you're not asking for change, you're just handing out solid material, some tent. You're just slinging some tent.
That's right. Sling that tent.
Sling intense.
But don't pitch it.
No.
I mean,
It's short for content.
Outroing the party. To my left, James playing Hop with the Smash Row.
Oh, let's see where we go from here.
Dave playing Zero, Valen's Avatar of War.
Good evening, everyone.
Mike as Lord and Captain Quinn Southwind.
On this crazy episode of Hapless Heroes, we all see 5 frightening dreams, 4 wicker turtlenecks, 3 sections of broken airship, 2 magnificent ballistas, and a Felix still with a shitty plan.
Ouch.
And it's like a month late, too. Yeah. There you go.
For
Yeah,
them,
there you
not
go.
for
It hurts
us.
on so many levels.
it's really good. You don't even
I
have
wish
to
I had time to
outro me.
practice it better, but, whatever.
Wow, fuck you. Massimo playing Morton Mac, aka Gorgeous Morton.
That was a beautiful song, Quinn.
Thank you.
Zach is Paradolling Him Woods.
I get the sandwich station.
And John as Lord.
There's a sandwich station, right?
Yes.
On the airship?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Why not? And
What
Lord.
about a make your own
Oh
omelet?
my god!
What about a make your own omelet
We'll
station?
see!
Okay.
And Lord Jarrell the Light, played by John.
Until next time.
And I'm Francesco, I've been your host and DM. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Good.
On the next episode of Hapless
Enough!
Another Christmas song.